Hey guys, Walt Wagner here with TAV. We are finally at SEMA. This is the second day of SEMA. We have never had a vehicle in SEMA before, so this is pretty exciting. It's pretty cool to walk down the aisle here and see the 18 Tundra we built on a stage 3 setup that we do. And it is featuring the Bowen Customs camper bed, and the Skinny Guy, the newest version of the Skinny Guy camper. So we're gonna do just a real quick recap of the truck, and then we're gonna focus more on the bed and the camper on here. I'm going to showcase a couple little products, a couple new products that we kind of freshened up on the truck for this phase of the truck. So kind of starting from the front, we're running the SDHQ fiberglass, and with our inner fender liners that we make in-house, and it's a very clean kind of finishing touch, as you all know, with our previous walk-around video we did on this truck with the 5010 camper. Kind of showcase some of that stuff, but this is the new SDHQ fiberglass and inner fender liners that we do. And then kind of moving up, we've got the our new roof rack on here. This one is the Sherpa Little Bear. We met them at Overland Expo a couple years ago and been wanting to work with them. So we've got their new rack on here. Really stout rack. I'm liking it so far. All right, so one other thing we're doing different on the truck this time than we did the first time you guys saw this on our previous walk around is the Method 309. This one is an 18-inch wheel. The reason we're running an 18-inch wheel is because we're running power brakes, caliper, and rotor in here. And both of those are very large and very strong brake rotors and calipers. So we're running those in to kind of address the performance of the Tundra brakes, which we did not do before. We just wanted to see a little bit better performance, so that's what we're running on these. And this again is the stage 3. This is all unchanged from before. We're running the 3-inch bypass, triple bypass shock from King, the total chaos upper and lower control arms, the King coilover with remote reservoir and high speed compression adjuster, RCI skid plates, and this is all the same stuff we've been running on for a few years on this truck. So it's been handling extremely well. So just kind of recap on that. Kind of moving back though to what we really wanted to show you was the Bowen Customs Camper bed. This is we were working with Brent on the topper bed, but because we wanted to work with Skinny Guy campers on this, it's designed to fit on top of a typical truck bed as a slide-in camper would, but we wanted to address the shortcomings of a standard bed with all of the sides basically being dead space and unusable space on a factory bed. So Bowen's beds are basically capitalize on all of that wasted space on a stock bed by making it weather-tight compartments. You can definitely see how much usable space there is now above the fender well, and it creates a nice large standing surface on top of the bed, and it is far stronger than a stock bed. This is all broken and welded aluminum. The entire bed is aluminum. So when you kind of think about the weight of these beds, a factory bed is usually steel. On this year of Tundra, the whole bed is steel with a heavy tailgate and a rear bumper. All of that is removed, and then you're just adding the light weight of the aluminum. And when you form these doors, you're not adding any more weight, you're just forming the door and creating a cavity of air basically for storage. And you got, for the 6.5 foot bed, this is a 6.5 foot bed Tundra, you've got a large compartment in front of the wheel. For the short bed trucks, the fender well stops here, so it kind of just comes straight up here, so there wouldn't be any storage here. It's like a trim piece, and the cabinetry is shaped a little bit different for the 5.5 foot bed trucks. But you can see how much storage is in this thing. It's pretty crazy. You kind of blank canvas, you can kind of build whatever you want to inside these. We offer some options like UHMW or Delrin skid plates for underneath this rear corner box, Line X for the fenders, Line X for the top of the bed, things like that. Those are all options that we will build out for you if you decide to do a Bowen bed. We are Bowen's only dealer right now, but we can sell pretty much anything that they've got, and we can spec it out with some of our options. In case you want some lighting on the inside of the cabinets, you want some C-deck or something on the inside, some kind of coating on the inside, we can kind of set these up however you want. So moving around to the back of the bed, you can kind of see how this integrates with the Skinny Guy camper, but also a couple more attributes of the bed itself. On the rear corners of this box, I believe this is an option, but this is a small hatch that runs the entire, it just accesses the back, but it runs the entire length of the bed. So if you had long things like fly fishing poles, or fishing poles in general, skis, whatever you want, you can set that up to where you can just slide it all in the back here. Brent supplies the lights for their turn signal and brake lights. This is an option that we have. We work a lot with Baja Designs, so we'd like to have a work scene, a very wide pattern flush mount light. This is an S1 from Baja Designs, so we tend to run those. We even have enough room to put an amber right here if somebody wanted to run like a chase light, or a same S1, but we could do an amber chase light right here. And kind of moving into the tailgate. So this is our custom hitch that we made last time. We like to run these hitches because it brings everything up nice and tight. This is another option that we offer for the Bowen beds, and we build them in-house. So right now we can't really build them and ship them out or anything. We're not set up to do that, but per build, if somebody came and got a bed from us, we could offer that as an option. This particular one, which is also an option, you can either get a swing gate like this, tailgate, or you can get a drop-down tailgate. As you can see, this thing's really, really long. So you've got a ton of space on this panel that they make. They build a molly panel. So and there's about 1.5 inch, 2 inch gap in behind this that gives you room for fasteners and hardware to stick through, but you can mount pretty much anything you want to along this. There are some other options that we're kind of toying around with, like say maybe a limiting strap here or a gas strut or something that's not going to get in the way, so it'll hold this open in a nice place. This right now we've got it at a 90, but as it is, it'll swing all the way open to almost 180 degrees, but we have a shovel mounted on the other side. This is a 35-inch spare tire. A lot of times we can shim up, depending on the tire that you're going to use, we can shim up the camper so this tire can actually slide all the way forward and shift the weight of the tire forward of the axle. So we're very weight conscious and balance point wise when it comes to building this stuff out, and it proves itself very, very functional when you're actually in motion with these things. I love how the trucks balance out. So this is a completely smooth bed. You can see the holes in the bed where the bed mounts are. So the bolts for the bed that are bolted down are in the factory locations, but it's all really smooth. And the L-track on the sides allows you basically infinite mounting options for things. And you can mount the camper that way if you wanted to, but we directly bolted it to the top of the bed. So it's in the same spot every single time you take the camper off, because it is designed to be removable with camper jacks. So, you know, it is a removable camper, and then when this thing's out, for one, the bed looks pretty killer because it's just all wide open inside, but you've got room for dirt bikes or firewood or whatever you want. Moving up to the Skinny Guy camper now, kind of talking about this. This camper is a very unique camper. You've probably seen some of the other stuff we've been doing with one on our Ram, and we've been using one for about a year now, getting real familiar with it. It's a very unique setup. So this is their basement. They call this a basement. So this particular camper has 32 gallons of fresh water capacity on it, filtered and particulate filter, but there's an optional UV filter you can get that we can install in it for you. It's got 190 watts of solar, which is out off the end. It swivels. There's a pivot point here, so you can pull your pins here and rotate the entire solar panel under, and then fasten it back up to the roof of the camper, because when this closes, now your solar panel is still pointing up and it's drawing in energy. So right now, you know, you've got it out both ways. It's deployed, and then when the camper's closed, it's still facing up. Right in here is where your propane lives. There's a little hose right here, so you can actually cook out here on a tailgate, and this is plumbed into your heat on the inside. Then it's also a cool little storage compartment. You got a little magnet that holds the hatch up to the top right here. So this otherwise would be like this, and going down the road, you just close this off. Down here is kind of some of your controls, your drain. So this is a black tank. It's got a 20-gallon black tank in it, because you have a flushing toilet on the inside of the camper. So if you get done with your trip or whatever, you can stop by a KOA or a camper place or a campground, and you can empty the black tank right here. You put a just like a garden hose or whatever right up to this, run it to the drain, hit your macerator pump button right here, and then pull your valve, and it just flushes it all out, pressurizes it, flushes it all out. When you're finished with that, it'll just pump air, you close it off, shut it off, then you can run a hose extension to fresh water and flush all of that hose out too. And then you can kind of just stash it. I keep a little bucket right here with a hose, hose and all the black tank stuff right in it. It's all clean, very clean and easy to deal with. You can winterize it. You have tank heaters as well. If you are camping in the winter, you can keep the tank heaters on, keep your tanks warm. This is a main drain for the tank. It's for the camper itself, so you can literally just, if you're done camping or whatever, you can just turn that and just drive down the road and it'll drain out your freshwater tank. This intake port right here, you can actually bring water in from a water source like a bucket, a stream, or a lake, or anything like that. It can go straight into through this into your main tank, 32-gallon main tank, freshwater tank. All right, so one company that we've been very stoked to work with for quite a long time now is Demos. This shovel, and this is the Delta shovel in their mount. It's an aluminum shovel. You can get it in steel as well, powder coated steel. This one's anodized aluminum, but we've used this thing all over the place, down in Baja, at camp, all over the place. And it's cool to prep a campsite or dig a fire pit, whatever you need to do. Get yourself unstuck when it's snow. We were out the cinders one time in Flagstaff, and we're digging out there, and it was all lava rock type stuff. So it's nice to be able to have something that's tough. It telescopes out to the length of a full shovel, but when it's all stowed, it stows away in a nice, small, compact spot, and it's just out of the way, and it's super strong. Susan's awesome. She's been working with us for a long time, and it's been really great to see her company grow and her team grow, and we're stoked to be a part of it with them. And you'll see a Demos shovel on every vehicle that we drive. So very, very functional tool. All right, guys, so I'm here with Jason, and he's one of the owners of Skinny Guy Campers, and we've been fortunate enough to be able to work with these guys for the past year or so and bounce ideas back and forth and just give kind of our feedback on when we've been using the truck and down in Baja and all over the country in the U.S., you know, just really putting it through its paces in all different weather patterns, and really stoked about what they were bringing to the table here. So I wanted to pass the mic off to him and have him give you a quick run through of the newest version, or the most recent version of the Skinny Guy Camper.
Definitely. Hey guys, Jason Bontrager, Skinny Guy Campers, co-founder and CEO. We really enjoy working with Tab. They've been a pleasure to work with, and they're very creative with their builds, and they build a great product. So we're really thankful to be here at SEMA to be able to feature the vehicle that we've worked with them to build. So, so this is our model 6.5. It's a Kit N Kaboodle trim level. So again, just to remind everybody, we name our models according to the length of our truck beds. So, and behind you here, we do see that our product is built on the Bowen Customs bed. It doesn't have to be built on a Bowen Customs bed. It doesn't have to be built on a tray. It's actually designed to fit in the truck bed of a stock truck bed. So again, model 6.5, we're getting ready to roll out our model 5. But back to the 6.5, this one is a black texture powder coat on the outside. That's one of our several options. We do offer a gunmetal as well. We offer a white as well. Both the gunmetal and the white are upcharge. We can also produce it in raw. So if it's raw, usually somebody would get that because they want to wrap or they want to do a custom color of their own. So once we design these, we really haven't made too many changes. We've tried to design them right away out of the gate to have to be ready for longevity. Something we've added recently, we've had a lot of feedback on it. It's really difficult when you do go to compress the roof down, it's difficult for typically the shorter or somebody who is not as strong to pull the roof down when you collapse the roof. So what we've done is we've added this handle here. It's fully welded and a CNC bent tube it's all aluminum to allow for better compression of the roof down. You've got one on the the driver's side, and you've got one on the passenger side as well. Another change that we've made recently is our tent. Our tent has been redesigned. We've gone to a multi-zipper head zipper, so that when you can actually zip from the upper section all the way down to the door, and if you want to, you can actually leave the this all attached, but it also allows you to open at any section of the zipper, so you can peek out, or you can open it partially, or leave it partially shut a lot more easily. Another feature we've added, if you see this flap around the top of the tent, all the way around from the front to the back, you can see we've added a zipper there. So the reason that's there is, in time, we're going to be coming out with accessories for the outside of the camper, like annexes, awnings, a variety of products that you can buy in the aftermarket from Skinny Guy Campers or our dealers. And it would allow you to have more outdoor capability than what you just have with the indoor space of Skinny Guy. We're inside the Skinny Guy Camper. One other slight change that's been made on the tent is the size of the windows. We know that when we're outdoors, we love to be able to have a good view of the outside. So we've enlarged the windows, and as you can see here, these have gotten quite shapely. They follow the seam lines a bit more of the tent, and they still have the roll down window covers. Those can be velcro tight to stay closed as well. So onto the mattress. The mattress is designed slightly differently for the different models. So any model that is Model 6 or below, so Model 6, Model 5.5, Model 5, and 4.5, and the Model 5 for the Gladiator, is going to have an accordion style flap. So this one right here is the Model 6.5. This flap is designed for the Model 6.5 and the Model 8.0. So this is just a single flap that flips over like this. And how it's built, it has a rubber or a plastic plate at the bottom of it, mainly to protect your knees when you're climbing into the bed from these what I would call somewhat harsh aluminum vertical plates that come up. So that's there to protect you. So going back to the shorter models, this will accordion out. It'll lay out somewhat like this, a little bit further out. It gets really flat. The reason we have to go that route is because in order to keep the roof and the roof line as low as possible, but yet to have a nice thick pad that comes out to the end of this bench, we've got to be able to accordion that. So that's why we've gone to that design. This flap would essentially fold out to almost to the end of the bed. Then there's straps cross and lengthwise that would hold that into place, so that when you flip the bed over, it stays in place. Another change we've made is recently at Skinny Guy Campers, Model 6.5, we've gone to a 2-meter hose with our Bullfinch shower port. So rather than it only being a meter, and some of our customers had been requesting to get a longer version of this, we've gone to a 2-meter hose, which allows for the spigot to be above your head versus like right here. So it just really does give you a lot more room, or a lot more distance with this hose. It's very handy. This actually allows you to shower inside still, or you can, with the length of it, you can actually shower underneath the bed when it's out in the out position, if you're in a place where you can shower outside. Also, just to show again our toilet, this model does have the Primo Loo, and with the Primo Loo, you get several things. You get the nicer version of our toilet. The standard version is a porta potty, but this one is our high-end version. So you have a full flushing toilet, and it's permanently installed. It's a Thetford, and below that you have a 20-gallon black tank, and along with the black tank you get a macerator. And the easiest way to explain a macerator is, most people have a garbage disposal in their sink at home. So what the macerator does is it takes the content of your black tank and blends it up, grinds it up, and allows you to pump out. It serves also as a pump, and so it can allow you to hook up a hose to the end of the basement and then take the end of that hose to a toilet at a park or wherever you can dump black water, and you hit the on button and then it pumps it right out. We're in the Model 6.5, and we're going to run through the electrical system a little bit. So the Kit N Kaboodle is the trim level that this Model 6.5 is built to. So there's a lot of capability in here electrically. The first thing I'll point out is the base lights. So we have this labeled as base lights. This powers 3 lights that are in here. And the cool thing about these lights is that not only can you just turn them all on using that, you can also turn them on just by touching the light. And then if you hold the light, it actually brightens and dims as well. So it'll get to a point where it's the brightest, and then it'll start to go down after that as well. So just wanted to show that piece. We also have the bow light above. That's the next button down. That light is at the top of the center bow, and that's only available on the 6.5 and the 8.0. The reason it's not available on anything less than that is because our center bow actually elongates, so it has to be moved up just to be able to fit in the box, the length of the box. So because of that, we'd have to run a line inside of the bow. There's really no way to install an electrical line up to that without that wire fraying over time. So we haven't found a solution for that yet. We've looked at different solutions as far as like doing magnetic plates up top and doing a rechargeable light, which those work, but we haven't found a good solution yet for that. So then the last one is our water pump. So there's no water in this right now, but what that does is it just charges the system, charges the water system, pressurizes it, and then allows you to have access to pressurized water at your shower port, at your sink, and it starts to fill up the Truma combi heater and water heater. So on this trim level as well, you receive the Red Arc Manager 30. With the Red Arc Manager 30, what that does mainly is it'll take the charge from the solar panel, which is mounted below the bed, and again, that solar panel folds out when you're in camp mode, and then it folds back in when you're getting ready to go down the road. So you're always getting charge, no matter at camp, or you have the capability always to get charge, whether at camp or on the road. The Battery Manager 30 helps to manage the charge coming in there, also the battery power, the battery voltage that you have on board, and also when you're at home or you're at a 110 outlet that you can charge your camper. It essentially will manage all of that power to take the power to where it needs to go to charge the battery or what other devices. Another feature that you have in a Model 6.5 Kit N Kaboodle is the Xantrex inverter. So an inverter is essentially, it'll take battery power, 12 volt, and it will turn it into 112 volt power. So the great thing about that is you can bring along 110 devices and you can plug them into the back of the inverter here. And so you can use typical household devices by way of this outlet here. Just quickly, two or three other items in here. This switch, what this is if your lithium iron phosphate battery gets down too low, and again, we don't provide a battery. That's something that you as a customer and your dealer will decide what you want there, whether AGM, lithium ion, or lithium iron phosphate. If your lithium iron phosphate gets too low, which if they get too low in voltage, they'll actually shut off. So this button is essentially a momentary switch that once your camper is wired to your truck, this will bring in voltage from the truck battery and then essentially wake up your onboard battery in here. So if it's a lithium iron phosphate, this button, by pressing that, will wake that battery back up, and then it will allow the battery to then be charged at that point. This is the Truma control. So the Truma is a heater and water heater. So this would provide hot water if you need it, and also heat. And I will tell you, the heat that this thing puts out, because of the size of the interior of the camper, is tremendous. I've been camping at 0 degrees in this camper, and this I can keep this the interior of this space nice and toasty for about 3 days off the propane that we have in our camper. So it's a great system. It's actually almost too much for the camper, but we like to build stuff really well and overbuild things. So here we are. Then over here we have 2 charging ports. We've got a USB charging port, which also gives you a battery voltage readout. So that's a USB. And then right here you have a 12 volt. I don't know the proper name for it, but I always call these cigarette chargers. So that's a 12 volt charger as well. So that's really the bulk of our electrical system inside the camper. One other feature I neglected to point out is the refrigerator. It's funny when you use the product so much, you just forget all the great features that we have in our product. On several trim levels, we offer the 12 volt refrigerator as well. You can actually plug this into your. You get 2 power cords with it. So it's a Dometic CFF 30 is the model that we provide. So this comes with several power cords. One you can plug in at home. The other one you can actually plug into the camper. So when I go camping, a lot of times I will take the refrigerator out of here. I'll put it in the bed in the truck cab with me, so I can keep all my groceries and things cool in there, and I can also pull from it on my road trip. And then I'll move it back into the camper. And you don't have to do that. That's just what I do. You can leave the refrigerator in here in your travels, and then always have the refrigerator in here as well. But you can always keep the refrigerator powered with this 12 volt power cord, as long as you have a battery that's fully charged. And but you can run this about 3 to 5 days without getting any exterior power to it. If you have a solar panel powering your camper, you can actually run this thing, I don't even know how many days, but quite a bit. Another great feature we have in here is we have a small pantry here. And that pantry will move depending on the model. So because all 7 of our campers are designed slightly differently, this pantry will move. Sometimes it'll be here, sometimes it'll be here. But in general, it's going to be in this area here. So below here, the kitchen module, you have storage. So you have the capability of having some storage in here. This is actually an interior-exterior storage compartment. So because our winch is located up here, that helps to fasten down the camper into the truck bed and hold it tight onto it. We have to have an access door there. So that's where you can put gear in store from the outside, and then you can access it from the inside here too. So, and that's a good amount of storage in that front cabinet. Up here we have our kitchen module. So when you get to camp and when you're traveling down the road, this kitchen module actually lowers down into the foot. I call this area the footwell. So this comes down into the footwell. The refrigerator goes here, but you then lift that kitchen module up, and there's a small plastic knobbed bolt that helps to hold it tight to the top of the cabinet. That thing's not really going to move at all, so you don't run the risk of this falling off and burning anything inside. But yeah, it's got a single burner cooktop with a sink. You have to hook everything up, but these are all quick connect fittings, so they're very easy to hook up when you get to camp, and they're very easy to unconnect to get into the camp mode. So again, usually when I get up, there's all the facilities in here that I have at home. I'll grind my coffee, I'll boil my water, I'll do my pour over, and it is tremendous to be able to have all of that capability inside of this camper. All the comforts of home. All right, guys, a new concept we've come out with. It's a pretty simple one, really. We've had a lot of customers ask, hey, I would love the Skinny Guy camper, but I don't have a truck. So what do I do? Well, this is our answer to that. We designed and worked with a local manufacturer to us in Indiana to come up with a very simple trailer that can be towed behind really about anything. I mean, this trailer only weighs around 900 pounds, and in combination with our camper, depending on the trim level, you're anywhere from 600 up to a little over 1,000. So you're only at about 1,500 up to 2,000 pounds with this trailer. So it really can be towed by just about anything with a hitch. 2-inch. We do have we have built it with a hitch that allows you to fully detach it up and down. It's variable height, but it's really, it pulls nice. It's real simple. We're going to have accessories that can go with it. Right now it's a fully open concept, and we want to allow the capability to have access from all sides of the underside of the cargo of the trailer. The other thing too is you don't have to always use this as a camper-based trailer. I mean, it's really built as a utility trailer, so it can be used to hold the skinny guy, or it can be used for utility. So it's a very multi-purpose trailer. It's not going to be super expensive. It's going to be highly capable as well. Timber and suspension is what we've used on the underside. So it's a lot of ground clearance. You have a lot of ground clearance with this trailer. Highly capable, easy to assemble, built really well. One thing to note, it is not made out of aluminum like the Skinny Guy Camper. It is carbon steel. But the company that we work with, they do a liquid dip to clean the steel before they ever e-coat it. And then it is an e-coated process that they use for the final coat of paint. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. We're really excited to be here at SEMA. If you have any questions for us, head to our website. It's skinnyguycampers.com. We have a lot of content out on Instagram. We do some work on Facebook. We got our own YouTube channel as well, so check us out there. If you're looking for a dealer, you can locate our dealers by going to our website using our dealer locator. But check out TAV. They're in Albuquerque, and Talus. They're up in Boise. Those are two dealers that are here helping us this week here at SEMA. We're really excited to be here. Glad you watched, and we'll see you next time.